So we're camping today, and I just wanted to report some fruit from choosing the law of harmony in every detail of life. You can think of it as the flow of harmony or the world of harmony. It really is like entering a new, different world when you consciously choose to live in the flow of harmony. So here's a fun fruit for today, and I would love to hear your fruit from making this choice. First of all, it's a choice. And as you practice choosing to live in the flow of harmony, you will see directly in your experience the fruit that comes. So here's what I saw today. We're up here at camp. We're camping. It's this gorgeous, over 250-acre camp that my children attend. It's several, I think it's almost 13 miles of shoreline along gorgeous lake in Maine. And it's a stunning place to be. It's just harmonious and peaceful in and of itself. What we do this time of year is we clean it up. We rake the leaves, we pick up the pine cones. The kids get involved. It's really fun. It's a really nice service project, and lots of families come together, and we just have a lot of fun, a lot of service, and a lot of together time. The kids get to just be free because it's essentially a peninsula. There's no place that's not safe. And my kids are old enough now that they can play with the other kids and just enjoy a really fun time. So today, the fruit that I saw was this morning, my daughter and I were literally talking about this flow of harmony, how it's a choice, how you get to literally choose how you want your day to go. And you can choose a day of harmony. The hardest part of understanding all of this is just to accept how simple it really is. So we chose this day to be a day of harmony. And we breathe and we relax and we allow the day to unfold in harmony. And we enjoy it and we watch the magic unfold. So that's what we did this morning together. And then it was time to go and do our work. So there are two large camps. One's a girls' camp and one's a boys' camp. And you have to climb a really steep hill to get from the girls' camp to the boys' camp, which is great because it's great exercise. So we had our rakes and our gloves and our wheelbarrows, and we went up the hill to go clean the boys' camp. Now, the boys' camp is huge. It's in the woods. There are tons of leaves to rake in my experience because I have done this many years in a row. So there's a lot of work at the boys' camp. Usually it's hot up there and there's a lot of work. So when we think about, oh, today's the day, Mom, we're going to go all the way up to the boys' camp. It's further away from the lake and it's not as cool. We usually think of more work and it being hot. But today we chose to live in harmony and flow. We chose to live in ease and grace and flow. So she climbed the hill with her friend, and her friend is a French speaker, like fluent French. And so the whole hill ride, they were teaching each other French and English, and it was so much fun to watch them have so much fun. I didn't even notice how steep the hill was. When we got to the top, it was time to start raking. And again, I've done this before, and it's usually filled with tons of work. There were so many of us that the work became really light. And I looked around and realized, like, we were trying to even do each other's job. So I stepped back a little bit, and I thought, well, I'll let some of the kids do the work so I'm not in the way. And I'll go further on to the bigger parts of the camp and start working there. There's a huge basketball court, and there are tennis courts that all usually take hours and hours to rake and leaf blow and gather the sticks. There's these cabins to clean up on the outside. Again, hours and hours of work. So I went ahead to start those projects. No one was around, and so I just enjoyed the beauty of the nature and was thinking more about living in the harmony of flow and just like walking meditation, just enjoying the breeze. It was a cool day this morning. It wasn't hot. And I was just enjoying so much greenery around. And I went to the next cabin to go clean up, remembering last year, tons of work around this cabin with leaves and sticks and everything. It was totally perfectly clean and clear. Like I couldn't even find a leaf on the porch. I was like, okay, these cabins are done. And they were beautiful flower boxes. Someone had obviously come before us and had cleaned things up and then beautified it with all these flowers. So I moved on to the next, which is this huge tennis court, which is usually a lot of work. There wasn't a leaf on the court. It was done. I was astonished at first, and I thought, how is this possible? Because we're the crew that's supposed to be cleaning all this up. We were told specifically we needed to clean all this up today, but it was done. Then I went to the basketball court, and you guessed it, clear and done. Then I looked over the yard because there's usually, sticks to pick up. It was perfectly mowed and clear. No one was around. And everything as far as my eye could see was complete and done. Then I moved down to where there's all these pine trees. They call it the grove. And there's all kinds of pine cones there. And sticks and everything. You guessed it. It was already done. I was astonished until I realized, remember, you chose to live in the flow of harmony, where everything is harmonious and easy. And I realized, wow, this is the fruit of stepping in. Things that you could never predicted or or even guessed. In the Bible, it talks about how God says, I will give you more, exceedingly more abundance than you could ever imagine or even think of. So today, where in your life can you choose to live in the flow of harmony, the flow of peace and ease and abundance? It is a choice. And I know sometimes it sounds like, yeah, that's just far too good to be true. It's so good that it is true. And I encourage you today to try it for yourself because it's an experience. It's a choice and an experience. And I'd love to hear your fruit. Just pay attention. It can be the smallest thing. Think of a task, anything at all. It could be something huge. It could be something that you've been challenged with for a very, very long time. Are you willing just to try something new today? And this is how it goes. I actually first learned this from reading the book, Choosing Easy World. It's called Choosing Easy World by Julia Rogers Hamrick. And in this book, there's this invocation that says, I choose to live in easy world. You can also say, I choose to live in the flow of harmony, where everything is harmonious. You breathe. You relax. You allow. You enjoy. And you watch the magic unfold. One of my favorite parts of watching the magic unfold is that you never quite know how it's going to unfold. It's like a fun surprise. And this is what I want for you today. Are you willing to make a new choice and to choose to live in the flow of harmony in your life, in your business, in your family, in your health, in your wealth, in your relationships? Are you willing to just give it a try and see what happens? I assure you, it will be astonishing and it will bring you so much joy and ease in your life. And it really is that simple. It's about making a choice to live in the harmony of flow, to breathe, to relax, to allow, to enjoy, and watch the magic or the harmony unfold. So I invite you to share in the comments your fruit from making this choice today. And remember, it's a moment-by-moment choice, so you can always choose again. You don't have to live in a difficult world where it's a struggle, where it's upstream, where you have to strive and try and control and try and change. and try and fix and try and figure it out. You get to just unfold and watch that harmony unfold in your life. So in the comments, type the word harmony and share with me the harmony that's occurring in your life and the fruit from making this choice brings to you. And I look forward to seeing you on the next live call where we get to live in the flow of harmony together, practice it, and do releasing to allow it to experience more and more of this harmony in your life. I look forward to seeing you on the next call and hearing your fruit in the comments. Blessings, my friend. May you live in perfect harmony today.